Good evening, SICON S3 participants. As we step into the final day of this virtual extravaganza, we're thrilled to guide you through a spectrum of engaging sessions and discussions. Today, our digital stage is set for thought provoking content, insightful presentation, and collaborative dialogue. Get ready to be anchored in knowledge and inspiration. Let's begin the grand finale of SICON F3, Day 4, Steer Your Career Confidence, RX Doctors in collaboration with Smart Tech Academy. Our today's agenda: GCP workshop and personal professional growth training by Dr. Motishwaran, ITRX workshop by Dr. Kiran Kumar. I'm greatly honored to welcome our first guest, Dr. B. Motishwaran, PharmD, CCRP, DHR IIT, Clinical Research Associate and Site Manager, Directorate of Research, SRM Hospital, Chennai. He is also the Director of RX Research and co-founder of Smart Tech Academy. And he'll be talking today on the topic Good Clinical Practice Workshop for PharmD students. We welcome you, sir. The virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you for the brief introduction. So is my voice audible and is my presentation is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So before starting the GCP workshop, I want to tell GCP is related to clinical research. So emptily, blankly, if you start GCP means it will be so hard for you. So good clinical practice is related with clinical research. So I will tell you what is clinical research. For just 2 minutes. For a single drug, it takes 12 years to become a molecule to medicine. So it takes at least 7 lakhs hours to invent a new medicine and 6,587 experiments to become a single drug. So 423 researchers approximately involved in single drug to become a molecule to medicine. So to enter into clinical research industry, the scope of this clinical research is INR of 3.5 lakhs to INR of 5.5 lakhs per year salary in India, and in INR of over USD dollars 261 billion is the industry size, and 25 lakh position globally. For global position vacancy is available. And industry, what kind of industry you can come? The global clinical trial market size was estimated over 50 billion in 2022 and is expected to reach around USD dollar of 84.43 billion by 2030. So we are in a successful field. Clinical research is a highly successful field, and in future also it will be a excellent track record. So we don't need to worry about the layoff anything, because this is an excellent field. And market was further driven by COVID-19 pandemic and the importance of making India as a hub for conducting clinical trials, because India has a large number of patients, and also highlight the growing demand for treatment and immunization. Currently 288 medicines and 196 vaccines are in various stages of development. Okay, so totally in around 50,000 clinical research professionals are required in clinical research industry in India. So why clinical research? What can we earn? So our main charge is CRC fees, clinical research or coordinator fees, because doctor will become, if any doctors, if you are there, you can become an investigator. You can earn 3,500 per consultation, and for CRCs per consultation fees is 1,000 rupees. Okay, per consultation. For each clinical trials, it will be for say 3 months. 3 months means total number of visits 8. So 8 visits. So single visit you will get 1,000 rupees. So 8 visit you will get 8,000 rupees. 2 telephonic visit you will get 500 rupees. Okay. So for each patient your charge is how much? 9,000 rupees. So for 50 patients, 9,000 into 550. 4,50,000 it will be your amount if you when you are completing the study. Sorry, I forgot to share my different screen. So this is the thing which I explained it before, and this is the market size, and this is the industry size. 50 billion is in 2022 and 84.43 billion in 2030. And this is the charges which I am telling, CRC fees. Is my screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So CRC fees is 1,000 rupees. Okay, CRC means clinical research coordinator. After completing PharmD, after completing M.Pharm, you can join as a clinical research coordinator. So your fees will be 1,000 rupees per consultation for each patient. So for each for a single study, for example, 50 samples, 50 is the sample size. Total number of visits is 8. Okay, on-site visit is 6, total telephonic visit is 2. So complete CRC fees for one subject is 9,000 rupees. So CRC fees for 50 subjects is 4,50,000. To earn this fees, 54,50,000 for each one project, and the simultaneously mostly CRCs will be doing 3 to 4 projects. Okay, not only one projects, because only 50 sample size is very less for 1 year. So at 1 year, they will take at least 3, 4 to 5 projects. Some CRCs will do 10 projects also. Till now I completed some 10 clinical research projects. So then only I became a permanent clinical research coordinator and clinical research associate of SRMIST. So now you can imagine the salary of clinical research coordinator. That's why clinical research is important. So if you want to enroll in clinical research, if you want to include in clinical research, you need to learn about good clinical practice. So this is good clinical practice. So this is why you need to read good clinical practice. If you read good clinical practice, then only you can join as a clinical research coordinator. Okay, you need to have a strong, thorough knowledge of good clinical practice, and this certificate will give you a good clinical practice certified person. Okay, so hereafter only I'm going to start the real session. So good clinical practice means GCP, ethics plus data results. Ethics means right, safety and well-being. Data should be creditable and accurable. And what is GCP? Good clinical practice is a standard for clinical studies or trials that encompasses the design, conduct, monitoring and termination, audit, analysis, reporting, documentation of the studies. Documentation and reporting is one of the most important thing in clinical research. If you are not documenting anything, it is not happening. So if you are speaking phone call in clinical trial also, you have to document that. So it ensures that the study are completed, implemented and reported in such manner that is public assurance and the data are credible, accurate and the right safety and well-being of the subjects are well protected. So GCP ensures to aim that the study are scientifically authentic and that clinical properties of the investigation product are properly documented. So this is what GCP. GCP should be followed to ensure the clinical trial is consistently performed to highest ethical and scientific standards. GCP means highest ethical and scientific standards. Reporting, designing, conducting, recording, monitoring, analysis. Okay, this is all GCP. So if you are practicing right safety and well-being, and that is a this is for patient protection. This is for data protection. Patient protection and data protection is called good clinical practice. Okay. So if I am going in a right track, you can put a thumbs up. Then I can continue freely. Thank you. Thank you, Ebin Samuel. Arun Karpaya, Rishma, Sujal, Suhana, how was my session? Can I continue? Prerequisites for studies: investigational pharmaceutical product and preclinical supporting data. Pre-investigational product, IP product must be documented including instructions. This include physical, chemical and pharmaceutical properties formulation. And preclinical supporting data should be adequate and convincing to support the proposed clinical study. Okay, protocol. Protocol will contain, what is protocol means? Protocol is a thing which is useful for clinical research. Protocol is one of the most important document for clinical research. Okay, protocol is everything for clinical research. So it will have a title, table of contents, study rationale, subject study objectives, study design, study population, subject eligibility criteria, study assessment, study conduct, study treatment, adverse event, ethical consideration, study monitoring, supervision and IP management, data analysis undertaking by the PI appendices. So in last I will show my site working place, how a clinical trial lab will look like. Okay, so ethics committee and its approval, EC committee approval mandatory and EC registration is approval mandatory, and the ethical and safety concerns is refer lecture. I will give you one of the best book to read clinical research. In that book, if you want to read the ethical consideration and safety in more detail, you can read that. I will give you a complete book which is containing a 720 page and another one book which is have a handbook on good clinical practice. Okay, And Sugam and CTRI. Sugam and CTRI are two portals. Sugam portal is one of the portal which is formed by CDSCO, Central Drug and State Control Organization, and CTRI, Clinical Trial Registry of India. So they are one of the most important bodies in clinical research. Responsibilities. What are the responsibilities? Some of the responsibilities are investigator and institution selection, proper investigator and institution selection, information on IP, investigational product and its supply and storage and handling, compliance of protocol as per GCP and regulation, implementation of quality assurance system, monitoring and audit, submission of status report, reporting of AE, adverse event and serious adverse event, financial compensation in case of any injury or death. And responsibility of the sponsor. Sponsor means S means select, U means pursue, O means organize, N means negotiate, S means support, O means operationalize, and R means report. Actually, sponsor means sponsor. They are sponsoring the clinical trial. That's why they are called as a sponsor. This you can use to remember. Select, protocol, investigator, and institution. Pursue, regulatory authority. Organize, trial logistics and funding. N means negotiate, contract plus budget, and S means support, investigator plus monitoring. O operationalize, quality system. Report safety issues and trial data to regulatory authority. RA means regulatory authority. So investigator should have a good qualification, good expertise, good resource, good availability. And institutional facility, it should have a laboratory, equipment, trained staff, and storage space, etc. And in investigational product availability, supply, and proper handling of the products, receipt, the use of the return of the disposal. Site investigator. Institute received the current investigator brochure. Investigator follows the protocol, maintains the essential documents, follow the GCP guidelines and the prescribed SOPs. Perform this specific function in accordance with the protocol and agreement. None of the parties delegate any assigned function to unauthorized individual. Responsibility of the ethics committee. The ethics committee is the one of the team which is responsible to conduct clinical research. So review and approval of trial protocol, review of ongoing trials, review of periodic study progress report, review of SAE, forwarding of SAE reports to licensing authority, reporting any changes in clinical trials. That is called that is the main job of ethics committee. So responsibility of investigator. Investigator means clinical trial investigator, who is a physician. Doctor is called as an investigator. A physician doing clinical trial is still a physician with all the entails to take great responsibility care in all aspects of participants. This care includes patient safety and documentation throughout the journey. So before clinical trial, during clinical trial, and after clinical trial will be there. So all record in a form of including but not limited to written and electronic, magnetic and optical records, scan, X-ray and electrocardiograms that describe our record. Methods, conduct, result of the study and actions are taken. So protocol, copies of submission, approval letters, consent forms, monitoring reports, audit certificates, relevant letters, reference ranges, raw data, complete CRF and final report. So do's and don'ts. What should we do? What should not do? Real time entry. If any incident is happening, we should entry on the day. Sign and date every entry at the time of the task is performed. And every single letter and number should be readable. Use permanent, indelible, blue or black ink. Mostly black ink is useful. See, I am using black pen because I am working in a clinical research place. Most of my pens are black pens. See, in clinical trial pens, we will use only black pen. Because black is permanent, because in blue multiple colors are there. Gel pen one different color will be there, ball pen one different color will be there, ball pen color varies. So if black means it will be a common. So generally in clinical trial we will use only black pens. So all entries must be made onto official document. These are the do's. Don'ts means you should not use whiteness, you should not erase anything. If anything is wrong means you can strike out. You should not use pencils, you should not use non-waterproof ink. Use of correction fluid and correction tape is highly prohibited. Entering signature and initial for someone else is highly prohibited. Use of post-it notes, unofficial notes to record data is highly prohibited. And backdating or post-dating. Backdating means if anything happens before 1 week, it is now we are entering means backdating. Post-dating means if it is going to happen in future, but we are entering it before means it is called post-dating. So this also is completely wrong. Now we are coming to electronic data processing. Security control. Only authorized staff to enter, only authorized staff to modify the security data. And validated hardware and software. Validated hardware and software should be entered by a proper officials. And audit trial data backup. Language. All written documents, information, and other medical material used in the study should be in the language that is clearly understood by all concerned subjects, paramedical staffs, monitors. Next, quality assurance. Quality assurance means sponsor responsibility. What is sponsor responsibility? What are all the observations, creditability data, and raw data? What is GCP? Whether the recorded and reported in compliance with the study protocol, whether it is coming under applicable requirements, and acceptable method of data verification. How we are going to verify the data? By seeing the source data verification, by seeing the paper data verification, by seeing the electronic data verification. So data QC must be, quality control must be applied to every stage of data handling. So if we are conducting a study, it should be handled properly. So sponsor audit should be conducted by persons independent of those responsibility for the study. Investigational sites, facilities, and all data documentation should be available for inspection and audit by the sponsor. Audit means they will come for inspection. At the time, we should be ready with all the documents. Okay, that's the time they will come and check. So who is responsible for quality? Sponsor may transfer any and all the sponsor study related duties to a function to a CRO, but ultimate responsibility of the quality and integrity of the study data always reside with the sponsor. See, investigator, lab, auditor, regulator, finally it will go to sponsor. Sponsor is most responsible. Who is sponsor? Pharmaceutical company is called as a sponsor. So statistics, role of a biostatistician, involvement, planning, as well as throughout the study, qualified and experienced statistician and statistics model should be incorporated in protocol. So study design determines the significant scientific integrity plus credibility of the report and target difference between the treatment that the study is designed to detect, power to detect the difference, clinical significance of statistical difference, measure taken to avoid bias. Statistics, types, describe and justify the final report, subsequent deviation, and need an extent of interim analysis. In between the study, we need to do interim analysis. Okay, and missing, unused, and spurious data should be counted. All omissions must be documented. Result presented to facilitate interpretation. Special concerns. Clinical trial of vaccines. Good guidelines for investigational vaccines is same as all new vaccines, investigational drugs. So I will give you guidelines, complete book. Okay, if you want to read more about the clinical trial vaccines, I will give you the book. So clinical trials of contraceptives. All procedures for clinical trial are applicable. Important, children born due to failure of contraceptives under the study should be followed by any abnormalities if the woman does not opt for medical termination or pregnancy. So what does the compliance with GCP means? Right, safety and well-being of the trial subjects are protected. GCP provide assurance. Data results, reports generated are creditable and accurate. Okay, this is called a good clinical practice compliance. These are the 13 principles. Ethics, GCP, and regulatory requirements is the first principle. Second principle is the evaluation of benefits and risks. Third principle is subjects over science and society. Fourth principle is adequacy of data. Fifth principle is scientifically sound protocol. Sixth principle is independent review. Seventh principle is qualified medical care. Eighth principle is education, training, and experienced staff should be there. Ninth principle is requirement for informed consent. 10th principle is fidelity of record and documentation. I am going too much speed because in future, surely within 5 minutes, I will explain how to memorize everything. Confidentiality of identifying subjects, totally 13 principles are there. Integrity of investigation product, system and procedure to assure quality. Now I will show you how to memorize this. See, these are every ethics. First one heading is ethics, second heading is trial versus risk benefit, third heading is trial participant. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So first principle is ethics, second principle is trial versus risk benefit, third principle is trial participant. Fourth principle is information on medical product. Fifth principle is good quality trial. Sixth principle is compiled with study protocol. Seventh principle is qualified physician. Eighth principle is trial staff. Ninth principle is informed consent. 10th principle is clinical trial data. And then confidentiality, good manufacturing practice, quality assurance. Okay, so E means every. T means tiger. Next T is travels. I means investigational and medical product, but we are complying in green cars quickly to investigate clinical care GCMP quality. Every tiger travels in a green car quickly to investigate the GMP clinical care GMP quality. Instead of GCP, you can consider it as a GMP. Every tiger travels in a green car quickly to investigate clinical care GMP quality. Every related to ethics. T means trial versus risk benefit. Next T, trial participant. Next IN, investigational information on medical product. G means good quality trials. C means compiled with study protocol. Compiled with study protocol means we have to follow the study protocol. Q means qualified physician. We should have a qualified physician in our clinical trial. T means trial staff. Even trial staffs who are under participating in the trial, they should be qualified with GCP. If you have a GCP certificate, then only you can participate in clinical trial. Then I means informed consent. Informed consent we should get before starting a clinical trial. And C means clinical trial data. Clinical trial data should be handled. And clinical trial data should be handled in a good quality and confidentiality. That is called care. And then last one, GMP, good manufacturing practice. That new medication which you are testing should be followed, manufactured by a good manufacturing practice. Okay. And Q means quality assurance. Can everyone put every tiger travels in a green car quickly to investigate clinical care GCP quality? Because we are going to give a mini gift for those who are actively participating. This is not just a session. This is more than, this is a workshop. So you need to be much active. Every tiger travels in a green car to investigate GMP quality. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Sugana. Thank you, Aisha. Every tiger travels in a green car. Sugana, it's GCP, not GCP, GMP. But in slide it is GCP. But it should be a GMP. Okay, thank you. Others, okay. Every tiger travels in a green car to investigate GMP quality. Okay. So, okay. So this is called GMP. So now I'm going to tell who is CRA and what is the difference between a clinical research coordinator and clinical research associate. So clinical research coordinator works for one single hospital, one single site or hospital, but clinical research associate will work for a sponsor or pharmaceutical company and manage multiple sites. For clinical research as coordinators, traveling not needed. They will work in one single site. But clinical research associate, regular traveling for monitoring the site. They will be managing multiple sites. And CRC job is 9 to 5 job, and clinical research job is 12 hours or 24. Anytime you have to travel. Some clinical research coordinators will work in night also. 1 year experience is needed if you want to become a CRC, but at least 3 years of experience is needed if you want to become a real-time CRA who is managing a clinical trial to work for a sponsor. And salary for CRC will depend on 25K to 30K, 40K, but mostly clinical research associate salary will be starting from 50,000 to 80,000. If you are working as a CRC, you can promote as a CRC, study manager, site manager. But if you are working as a CRA, you can promote as a senior CRA, clinical trial manager, clinical trial lead, head of clinical trials. You can go on. Okay, so this is the principle. So this is the good clinical practice. Though ICGCP means good guidelines, quality, safety, efficacy, and recently E6 GCP will be established. That also we will share. What is E6? This is the book reference which we used. Handbook for good clinical research practice. This also we will share with you. And what and all we saw means what is GCP, various definitions and prerequisites for a study, roles and responsibilities of various stakeholders in GCP, record keeping and data handling, quality assurance, statistics, special concerns addressing areas like vaccines, contraceptives, surgical switches, and medical devices. For everything, the same rules will be followed. And now we are going to name any two principles of GCP. Totally 13 principles I teach you, any two principles. And next one, a physician doing a clinical trial is still a physician with all the entitlements to take responsibility and care in aspects of participants. This care includes two, dash and dash throughout the study journey. And who is responsible to provide the study drug? IP. Any answers? Ethical and GMP. The answer is yeah, ethical and GMP, very good. But also scientifically sound protocol, subject to our science and society. And this answer, physician doing a clinical trial is still a physician with all the entitlements to take a great responsible care in all aspects of participants. This care includes patient safety and documentation throughout the journey. Documentation is one of the most important thing, and patient safety is also one of the most important. This should not be balanced. This should be balanced. Okay. This is one of the most important thing. Patient safety is always the first priority, and documentation is also a major priority. And the sponsor is responsible for the to provide the study drug. Okay, that's all about these sessions for GCP. Now we are going to see the artificial intelligence based clinical. What are the tools which we are using?
Excuse me, sir, you are not
Yeah, yeah.
audible.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry. So Udly is a free communication tool. Okay. So you can practice your interviews. So you can, currently I'm speaking through my camera, so I can't able to on my camera. So in this, it is a free AI based tool. You can practice your interview sessions and you can speak and record, and then you can see what are the filler words you are using. See, thank you. I spoke something. Thank you for sharing your. It sounds like you have a strong background in pharmaceutical and clinical research. Can you tell me more about your clinical research experience? Now I'm going to tell me about more about clinical research experience. I have a 3 years of experience in clinical research, and additionally, I have done several certification programs. And apart from this, I have participated in 17 clinical research, out of which 4 phase 2 and 3 phase 3 and 2 phase 1 and 3 phase 2 clinical trials. And I worked in geriatric studies, pediatric studies, and gastrointestinal studies, oncology studies, diabetes studies, and male infertility studies. See, you crushed it. View analysis. It will give me a result. Okay. These sounds and all I'm regularly using. Okay. So I have 3 years of experience of clinical research. See how this is giving. So this is completely free. When we are going to analyze filler words, one repetition, and filler words 3%. Okay, 4 times I used, 3 times I used. Non-inclusive is weak words. Weak words is so. Without the use of so, I'm using. Consensus 32%. Overall, I said 32% more than you needed and trying to get 30% instead. I have speaking and sentence started. And I'm using a sentence starting with and. Okay. So word choice also they will give and delivery. This is the pace of speed which I'm using. Words per minute. 150 words per minute I'm using. 164 words per minute I'm speaking in a pacing variation. So it should be more. Once 150 is normal. Okay. 164 is little fast. So this is called Udly. This is completely feel free. Now the next tool is Merlin. See, is it visible my screen?
Yes, sir.
If I click Control M, Merlin will open and it is like a chat GPT. I can access web chat GPT 3.5, 3.4. Yeah, GPT-4 also I can use freely. Any type I have to, what is any art questions? Hi Merlin, how can I assist you? It's showing. So I'm asking. So it will give a NIHA website and googlesearch.com. So it will give exact definitions for what is clinical research. You can use GPT Vision, GPT-4, GPT 3.5, Cloud, Cloud Instant, Llama, GPT 3.5, Code Llama, everything is free. Even this will give you a YouTube transcription also. If you paste everything, it will give even transaction also, Tra transcriptions also. This is called Merlin. And in a single day, you can type 42 to 50 queries. Okay. Next one is Bard.ai. Most people know what is Bard.ai. It is like a ChatGPT, but it is more advanced because it is developed by Google. Anything you can ask, any difficult questions. understand, create in any language. Any write me a essay in say about pharmacovigilance in English, Hindi. It is writing my essay in Hindi. So in any languages, 248 words, by using 248 words, it is writing the essay. You other draft also. So if you want to use this, you can use. If you want to use this, you can use. If you are not satisfied, means you can regenerate the responses also. This is the power of Bard AI. Next one,
Excuse me, sir, not audible.
Sir, your mic is muted.
someone muted me. Presentation, okay, or web page. Which one you want to learn now? web page is little very hard, so I will teach you about web page topic. Science of habits. Theme also you can choose. Theme I am giving black color. See, website is under construction. Within 5 minutes, you will get a web page. Building healthy habits. You can put your link here. That's all. Website is ready. So last, I'm going to complete the talk with resume. So free resume maker. Okay. You can create a resume by professional resumes. And nowadays, most of the companies are not, they are not reading the resumes. Okay. So they are using the automatic ATS, automatic, one minute. Okay. Applicant tracker system. It is not automatic applicant tracker system they are using. So by using the applicant tracker system, they are checking the resumes and they are using the one of the very good resumes. Out of 100 resumes, which resume is having the very good score, they are using that resumes. So automatic resume tracker will give you a mark for your resumes. Your resume is more than 95% mark, then your resumes will be shortlisted. But if your resume is more than less than 60%, less than 70% means then your resume will not be shortlisted. So ATS resume checker. Job scan. So like this, your resume score will come. Match rate, and you can upload or download the resumes. See, I just run empty job description and my general normal resume. It shows 75% match rate. So I have reached the recommended match rate. So I can feel confident at any time. So you can scan your resumes also. Searchability, skills, recruiter tips, formatting, cover letters, additional tips. So whether it is friendly, section headings is not there, data formatting is not there, file type is not there. So like this, you can add this. Okay, this is called job scan. Now I'll post all the details in group also. Udly. And another one website, Formula Dog. You put any complication general, it will generate formulas for your Microsoft Excel. Sum of A cell equals to so any issues if you are facing in Excel, if you put the problem, it will generate. Calculate sum of first column and fourth column. You can use this because it is showing to login. Formula Dog is the website name. even Google Sheet formula, Airtable, Notation AI, everything. Any problems, if you are putting this in English, if your problems for sum of the cell column A and sum of column B minus column C, it will give you exact answer formula. You can directly copy paste that formula into Google. And last one, playground of AI. You can generate any image by using this. So this is completely free. See, color is changing. No, I don't have that much time because another speaker is waiting. That's why I'm pushing my limits. Otherwise, I will show it to you slowly. Okay, this is playground.ai. Now I will share you the all the what are the AI tools which we are used. I will post it in the group. Okay, I posted it in group. Okay. Thank you.